The mega-moneyed life of the rich kid is beyond unreal.
It costs about £10,000.
And went to one of the most expensive boarding schools in the world, £100,000 a year.
They have no concept of what real life is like for most Brits.
I've got a cleaner, I've got a chef. I haven't washed my hair myself for the past 4 or 5 years.
I think I've been on a bus once.
So in this series, they will be plucked from their pampered lives.
It seems to be quite dirty.
I wouldn't feel safe walking around here actually by myself at night.
To live with families who struggle to survive.
I am dying to know why they're living in accommodation that's simply too small for them.
Only then can they realise the real value of money.
£150 on food?
Yeah, on food, yeah. Basically, I'm just trying to make ends meet. You're okay, come here, baby. Life can be so cruel sometimes.
When rich kids go skint. Today's rich kid going skint is 24-year-old designer label lover Navid.
Life growing up for me was easy and simple. I came from a very privileged background and I usually had everything that I wanted.
Home for Navid is his parents' multi-million-pound mansion in North London.
Welcome to the kitchen. The first thing that stands out is my Versace plates. Really, Versace is my life. I love it. The total worth of the plate is around £2,000.
£2,000? Now that's expensive taste.
In terms of cooking and cleaning, I personally don't do any of that because we've got the maid who does that around the house. Someone just does everything for me. So, yeah, thanks.
When he's not eating off designer plates, Navid can be found in his designer bedroom.
The first thing you can see when you walk in are my Versace cushion and the duvet.
Wow, next you'll be telling us you've got a hot tub.
This is my hot tub. I like to spend most of my time here. It's a perfect place to just relax and I love it.
Navid has always had the financial support of his successful parents.
I don't really have a specific budget. It's just like, if I see something that's nice and that I need it, I would just usually get it.
He does, however, have some high ambitions of his own.
Currently, I'm a pharmacist, but alongside being a pharmacist, I'm also focusing on my acting, modelling and my rapping career.
So what does this minted young man do in his spare time?
My absolute favourite thing to do is to meet celebrities and to watch them live at concert. I meet the celebrities on the VIP meet and greets. Prices can vary from £400 all the way to £1,500. I think it's definitely worth the amount that you pay to meet celebrities.
And when you're hanging with celebs, you've got to look the part.
I'm going to show you my first one, which is the LV Supreme, and I love this brand. And with these kind of jumpers, it can vary from £400 to £800. And then I've got my Versace tracksuit, which is really one of a kind, and I love it. The price here is about £1,000 with both of them together.
£1,000 on a tracksuit?
There's really no limit in terms of how much I spend. Money just goes by quickly. Ching ching.
Ching ching indeed. And of course, every outfit needs accessorising.
I love wearing handbags and backpacks, but it has to be a specific brand, and my three favourite brands are Fendi, Gucci and Versace, and the prices can vary from £650 to up to £4,000.
Bargain. And to finish off the look?
I love wearing different designer shoes. With all these shoes that I've got here, so in total I would say it's roughly around £15,000.
Navid's extravagance doesn't stop at his wardrobe.
In a year, I've literally gone to so many holidays that I've lost count, more than 40 times, to be honest.
40 times a year? When you're an international jet setter, then there's only one way to travel.
Usually when I travel, it's either in business or first class. You don't want to get to a destination just feeling tired. You want to look refreshed and relaxed.
As he prepares to leave the bubble of his parents' palace, what is Navid hoping for?
Really just to understand how people live on a day-to-day basis when they don't have this kind of privilege. The one thing I'm scared about is they might thinking, is this guy living in some sort of fairyland or bubble?
Good luck with that, Navid. Waiting to welcome the rich kid are a family of 3 who live on a council estate in West London.
My name's Queen, this is Sean. We've been together for 9 years and we are parents of a 2-year-old daughter.
I work during the week and Queen works virtually the whole weekend, and at the end of the month we're still finding it hard to make ends meet, and it's becoming more increasingly difficult due to the fact that wages are so low and the cost of living is so high.
After all the deductions and everything, it leaves us with very, very little, roughly about £126 a month. So there's no, there's no money for savings, there's no money for emergencies, really.
Ironically, Queen and Sean live in one of the wealthiest boroughs in London, just a block away from where the Grenfell tragedy happened.
So most people, when they hear that we live in Kensington, they think of the Royal Borough of Kensington. I was born and bred here. I've grown up before gentrification happened, and there are still a lot of families that are working class people. It's a real contrast of communities. You can literally see the wealth divide. On this road, Grenfell happened. Yeah, you go on another side of the road and you have literally the richest road in the UK. There's on average houses of 15.6 million. I don't understand how something like Grenfell can happen, yet there is wealth in this borough. Where is it going? We're really keen to have someone that comes from a different background and maybe has different privileges than us come and experience our life so that they can see how we live and see that in a borough like Kensington, there's different communities, and maybe we could still have an insight on how the other half live as well. I'm really proud to be part of this community. We do a lot for each other, and I really want people to see that.
Going skint will prove quite a shock for Navid. Before setting off, he wants to tell his best friend Zara what he's up to. And no prizes for guessing which designer he's wearing.
Hi Zara, how are you? Good, I missed you. How are you? Good?
Too bad.
Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you, my dear.
Thank you for coming. I brought you here just because I wanted to share some exciting news with you. So I'm going to be spending a couple of days with a family who's less privileged, so that I can try and understand how is it to actually live if you're in a certain budget, or keep it minimal. And I'm kind of nervous because it's especially the fact that I don't know who I'm spending my few days with. So
you haven't met them before?
No, that's the thing. It's my first time, and I'm going through mixed emotions.
So what expectation they have from you?
So I might perhaps help them around the house.
But you can't cook. You can't do washing up. How are you going to cope with this?
I hope they might have some sort of cookbook, I guess, for me to...
Navid, he never done any washing up. He never done any cooking in his life at all. He always have somebody to do all these things for him. I can't wait to see how he's going to cope with that. So what if you have to share the bathroom and...
Well, I have to,
Are you nervous?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
So why are you going to do that?
I really want to take the experience and actually just try and understand different ways of living. I'm going to be myself. I just hope that they can kind of understand me for me and not judge. And hopefully I'll learn as well a lot from them.
I'm sure you can do it. It's going to be tough, and good luck.
Cheers to our friendship.
Cheers to our friendship.
Thank you so much.
With the lifestyle he has, I don't know whether he can cope. It's going to be difficult.
Leaving behind his life of luxury, Navid heads into the great unknown. There are no maids or hot tubs where he's going. How's he feeling?
Just looking at the area, it's making me a bit scared. The houses in this area, they're all cluttered, and the homes are really small compared to where I live around my area. It's definitely quite a big change from what I used to. If the house is a bit too small, I might panic a bit.
And how's Queen feeling about the imminent arrival of her loaded lodger?
Hopefully we'll get on, but yeah, it's nerve-wracking though, thinking what are they like, how different our lives are going to be, whether they'll get on with Simone as well. I've got to consider, because she doesn't take to everyone.
I don't know what to expect and I don't know what their first impression are towards me. I'm just gonna be myself, and if they like me, that's great, and if they don't like me, well, I'm sorry.
Navid might live like a king at home, but from now on, there's only one person in charge, Queen.
My name is Navid.
Hi, I'm Queen. Come in, come in. Navid's outfit was very eye-catching. He was wearing all designer. I'm sure that cost quite a bit of money. So this is my kitchen. What about you? What's your kitchen like?
It's slightly bigger, but like, I don't cook.
Oh, you don't cook? No. Not at all? Beans on toast?
No, not even that, to be honest.
Okay.
Just like, 'cause we've got like someone who helps out with the cooking and stuff.
Okay, cool. It's quite surprising that he doesn't do anything for himself. I think he might struggle a little bit in the next couple of days. Okay, follow me.
Thank you very much.
This is my bedroom.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Nice and cozy.
Very, very much so. What's your bedroom like then?
In terms of like my covers and my bed, it's like the designer brand.
Nice.
So, which is nice. And then I've got like the cushions, which are designers, and I've got like my own like walk-in closet and bathroom. So,
working. I could so do with one of those, I tell you. I quite like my bedspread. It's not designer, but it's really nice. I'd like to see actually what the difference would be. Some people are into labels and designer stuff, and if that's what they can afford, that's brilliant. It's just not something I've ever thought of. So, this is the bathroom. How many bathrooms do you have in your house?
We've got about five bathrooms.
5 bathrooms?
Maybe tell her about the hot tub later.
This is where you're going to be sleeping tonight.
I like it. It's really nice and cozy and warm.
I'll let you get comfortable. I noticed, actually, while we were going round, he kept saying everything was very cosy. So I think he's probably used to having a lot more space than here.
It's actually my first time sleeping in a sofa. I'm still having a bit of palpitation just thinking about it.
Introductions over and Sean off to work, Navid has a little something for his host.
Oh my God, what is this?
Okay, so these are basically plates. So I just thought, because I love this brand so much, I wanted to also give it to you.
Oh, that's amazing.
I hope you like it.
Yeah, no, these are beautiful.
And yeah, just a little, no worries, it's my pleasure. And honestly,
I didn't even know Versace did plates. It's not something that's very practical because we can't eat off. Well, he says he eats off his. That's fine. I don't think I can do that.
She may not know what to do with her new crockery, but Queen is keen to find out more about her golden guest.
So tell me about what do you do?
I'm a pharmacist. I just graduated like last year, but alongside I'm also trying to achieve my other dreams, which is, go in the field of acting, modeling, and perhaps rapping. I get obviously my own income as well, so I spend it on like myself. But at the same time, obviously I have the support of my family, so I don't have to pay like the stuff in the house.
So for example, what you're wearing, how much did you spend?
Nearly around £2,000 with everything.
£2,000 could be like 10 months worth of food shopping for us. What else do you spend your money on there?
Other than that, I also spend him highly on like VIP packages. Okay. So now I'm going to the Nicki Minaj one, seeing her 9 times. But just for her actual like concert VIP package, it comes to like £4,500. Just like nice.
After hearing how Navid spends his cash, Queen is keen to give him a reality check.
My partner, Sean, he works full-time, and I work just at the weekends, just because basically we can't afford childcare. We've really had to cut back since we had Simone. On average, we have something like 1,300 to 1,400 coming in, and most of that will go on bills and rent. So rent is £150 a week. And, we've got £60 gas, £50 electricity, £100-odd on council tax. For groceries, we try and budget, we try and stick to a budget of £50 a week, so it's about £200 a month.
Okay.
But we have a baby, so that can vary and go up depending on when we need formula or nappies or extra stuff. We literally have about £126, I think, at the end of the month. We kind of have to keep hold of in case, you know, any emergencies. And we've made so many sacrifices.
I was kind of surprised with the budget that she has. It was really kind of opened my eyes and what they have and what they don't have. But it's amazing how they're so strong.
I hope that maybe in the next few days he can start learning to look at his money a little bit differently.
Navid has never cooked a meal in his life, but all that is about to change.
We are just gonna rustle up a really quick, easy lunch.
But he seems preoccupied.
Should I change my clothes to more comfortable? Just because I don't want it just to get it messed. You know, the tracks are getting messed up.
To be honest, it's not that messy.
Queen wants to show her guests that creating good food doesn't have to be difficult or expensive.
OK, so how much do you think this spaghetti costs?
Well, I would assume it'll cost, like, roughly around, like, £2.
No, this costs 20p.
Oh, my God, really?
Yep, this is 20p. You like pesto? Is that OK?
Yeah, pesto is really nice.
How much do you think this jar costs?
I would say roughly around £3.
Right, OK.
I think I might be wrong again.
This is 79p.
That kind of came about as a shock. I never knew that, you know, good food can obviously cost so cheap. Queen, I think it might be ready, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
is
that's
it ready? Yeah.
Perfect. If you can just use this. Okay. You know what this is?
I think because it's got like that kind of hole. Yeah, I think to kind of remove the water.
That's called a colander.
Colander.
I must say, I've never met anyone that doesn't know what a colander is. I'll try not to baffle him with science later when it gets to the rice cooker and, you know, a grater.
So, what's the verdict on his host's no-frills food?
The food is really nice. Like, I love how
it's...
Yeah, I love how it's so healthy and, like, there's, you know, plenty of vegetables and stuff. Hopefully there'll be a day where I can cook as good as you.
Navid's first ever cooking lesson has proved a success. Better still, his £2,000 outfit stayed clean.
Put this in the kitchen, get your coat on, and we'll take Simone down to the park.
OK, sure, perfect. Thank you so much.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Queen's taking Navid out to explore the local area.
This is my local park.
Wow.
It's just at the end of my road, which is really convenient.
Yeah.
And I always, especially in the summer, we will spend a lot of time here.
Yeah.
It's really nice, it's really safe, it's really clean. Look! It's time to play.
Having shown her guest how she takes advantage of their local free amenities, Queen wants to know how Navid and his family spend their spare time.
So usually I travel 3 to 4 times in a month.
3 or 4 times a month?
The best one I've been to was when I went with my parents to Brazil and Argentina. It was roughly around £20,000.
Wow.
That was like the best holiday. We flew in first class. We stayed at like 5-star hotels in those 2 places.
20,000 on a 2-week holiday. Wow.
Navid's millionaire lifestyle is far beyond the reach of anyone in Queen's financial situation.
I just wanted to show you something. This is the nearest estate agent to where I live.
He's never had to worry about finding affordable housing. But for Queen, it's a very real concern. She worries that one day her community might be priced out of the area.
These are some of the prices that you can find that's quite typical.
Yeah. Are you able to afford anything like this?
No way. No, there's absolutely no way that we would be able to buy any of these kind of properties.
Since Queen's childhood, the area has gone through a great deal of change.
It's hard because I grew up here and my sisters grew up here, and you know, and none of us can afford to buy a property around here at all. There are people that have lived there all their lives, their families live here. Yet, you know, they have to move out the area to really far places, some people even outside of London.
Queen was telling me today that the area that she lives in, that she can't afford to buy the home that they're in. She was mentioning that there's no security for them to stay forever at this place. So I think she was really upset about that, and you know, that really got to me because I think she does a lot for this community and she deserves to be here.
Living cocooned in his parents' luxury mansion, Navid doesn't even know his neighbours. But Queen wants to show him that for her, community is everything.
I tell you what, it's freezing cold, so let's go get a coffee, a cup of tea, and we'll talk a bit more about it, yeah?
Definitely.
It was all the locals coming together that helped the neighbourhood through the Grenfell tragedy.
I didn't wake up until 5 o'clock in the morning where somebody rang us to see, because they weren't sure whether we were in the immediate vicinity, but they knew that we lived very near it. Wow. And it's then when they told us, because we didn't have a clue, and I opened the door and I could see it from my front door, and it was horrific. I can't imagine the people in the local estate what they must have seen, and seeing their families and friends and siblings, and you know what I mean, and trying to help them and not being able to.
I didn't like hearing that because I don't think any human beings deserve not to live in a secure home.
Everyone that lives in the North Kensington community, we all feel that, you know, like it could have been us. Many of those families have been living there for generations.
Of course,
yeah, they are. It's an old community, you know, and a lot of us that live in the estates and in social housing, you know, we really felt it because it was like people have lost their lives, their homes, their everything in one night. But Navid, I have to say to you that I'm so proud of my community and the way that we've come together.
She got really upset and emotional, which obviously I was as well, because, you know, hearing that kind of story and knowing how many people suffered from that. I mean, really, words can't describe the emotion that someone will be really going through.
Navid may be used to ordering off expensive restaurant menus, but he's fast learning that's not an option for those on a tight budget.
So it's dinner time. I'm looking to maybe do a little Thai dish that I grew up with eating. It's one of my favourites.
Queen's now put Navid back on kitchen duty to help muck in with making dinner.
What I need you to do is get the garlic prepared. Have you ever done that before?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't, to be honest with you.
Okay, so I'll do one. I'll show you how it's done.
Thank you so much.
Queen's an old hand in the kitchen. She left home at the age of 16, and unlike Navid, she had to learn to be independent from a very young age.
So have you been to, like, cooking classes before? Because it seems like you're a pro.
My mum taught me. Yeah, I'd always be in the kitchen with her.
Oh, wow.
She taught me so much. You know, lots of things that really helped me.
And now it's time for Navid to learn a few kitchen skills of his own.
You see me chop up the garlic? Do you think you can do it?
I think so, yes.
It's your big moment, Navid. Watch those fingers.
How are you getting on?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I think I am. I'm kind of hesitant with the knife just because it's kind of like, it's got like a sharp edge. So I'm just trying to be very careful. Perfect, voila.
Have you ever shelled eggs before?
I don't even know what that is and what that involves. I'll be honest with you.
You're joking, right?
So basically we just need to take the shells off the eggs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, that sounds simple enough. But having peeled a clove of garlic and a couple of eggs, Queen decides Navid needs a break.
I'll tidy up in here. Why don't you go sit down and I'll give you a shout when I need you next.
Thank you so much, Queen.
Okay,
oh my God. That
dinner
looks so delicious.
is served.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
Oh,
and I took the skin off for you.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you. Wow, that looks really nice. It's really good.
Home cooking's a completely new experience for Navid, and it certainly works out a lot less than dining out in fancy restaurants.
So I would say, you know, if you kind of cut it down, this kind of meal, I don't know, about no more than £5 per head.
Wow. I'm kind of surprised. Wow.
And talking of new experiences,
No, it's actually my first time kind of washing plates and stuff. Well, I haven't done that before. But the one thing I hate about washing up plate is that my hands feel so weird. Ugh, I don't know, it's like my hands are feeling a bit yucky. Ugh, it's definitely not a nice sensation, to be honest. I might have to put some moisturizer after this to try and kind of prevent it from my skin from, like, yeah, being this nasty or drying up. It's just, ugh. Oh no, I don't want to wet my sneakers. Actually, some water spilled on my shoes, on my sneakers. Oh, snap. I don't want to ruin these shoes. Okay, I better be careful. I might stand back.
After successfully dodging the occupational hazards of his domestic duties, Navid can finally retire for the evening. And that, of course, requires another change of outfit.
Oh, yeah. Ooh!
Oh,
You're looking very comfy and cozy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lovely. Well, here
you.
is your bedding.
No designer sheets. How will he cope? Navid ends his hectic first day living skint with a few new home skills under his belt.
It was really good overall. I've learned quite a lot. I mean, cleaning the plates and stuff was definitely a bit difficult for me, but like the cooking, I really enjoyed. And I hope I can kind of take some of the cooking and do some back home and kind of impress my parents. Like, oh, look, Navid can cook now. So, yeah. But overall, it was a lot of work today, yeah. It was a lot of work.
It's the start of Navid's second day living skint, after a night slumming it without his double bed and designer bedding.
Sleeping on a sofa was definitely different from, like, sleeping on my actual bed, like, because I've got my designer stuff, my designer cushion, designer pillowcase, so not having that for the night was kind of like, yeah, it was a bit difficult because it's like going from all of that to just suddenly sleeping on a sofa is kind of like a massive difference.
Little chance of catching up on your sleep when you're living skint.
Good morning, Queen. How are you? You all right?
I'm good, thank you. I'm going to go make some breakfast now.
Perfect,
Yeah,
yes.
we've got a really big day ahead of us. So are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Fantastic.
Let's do this.
OK, I'll see you in a minute.
See you. Thank you so much, Queen.
At least Queen's made Navid's breakfast.
Oh, hey, how are you? You all right?
Yeah, there you go.
Just like his helper back home, who does almost everything for him.
So the person that helps you, do they usually do
They usually
the
do
shopping?
it, yeah. She'll be like the one checking what we've got like in the fridge and in the cupboard. So yeah, she does most of it, most of the shopping.
Oh, OK.
Keen for him to realise there's no such luxuries when you're living on a tight budget, Queen has a challenge for Navid.
So I'm going to give you £50, which is round about what we spend a week on a weekly shop.
Yeah.
And we're going to go down to the local market, which is Portobello Market.
OK, cool.
And we're just going to do, like, a weekly shop for us. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's good, definitely. I'm up for the challenge, and I'm sure I can do it.
I'm really interested to see how he does. I think he's used to spending a lot more money on labels and designer stuff. So I hope he can kind of take into consideration the different needs that we have, not just like splash it out on food for just one meal. It's going to be really interesting.
I want to make her proud, and I want her to see that I'm not just someone who always relies on my parents. I mean, I can stand on my own feet. Definitely I can do it, and I'm up for the challenge. Bring it on.
As they head out to London's famous Portobello Market, it's time for Navid to put his money where his mouth is. Well, Queen's tight weekly shopping budget, that is.
So here's £50.
Perfect.
OK, I want you to do a weekly shop for us.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you.
With just £50 to feed the family for the week, this will be a huge test for Navid, especially if he keeps walking at this pace. But budgeting is one of the most important things Navid needs to master if he's to survive on his own one day.
I'm thinking that maybe he would spend £50 on just one meal, or maybe even just a starter in a restaurant, like a really fancy restaurant. But whereas actually now he's had to think about, you know, how much he spends, whether he'll get any change.
Seems he's realised a bit of haggling always comes in handy.
How much are the lettuce? £1.20. Okay. Well, you'll give me like a discount, right? OK, cool. Thank you so much. Kind of my first time doing grocery shopping, so I'm kind of like figuring out what to buy and stuff. The eggs, like, do they come in 4?
Definitely his first time grocery shopping.
He's doing a lot of pointing. something's happening. Carrots.
Basically, I needed some chicken thighs.
Yep, got thighs over there.
Can you give me like a good price if I get like more?
We always give a good price, don't worry about
that.
What are you after?
So I think I might need about like 8.
I think the biggest thing is that he'll buy a really nice bit of meat that's quite expensive and it eats into his budget. I think that's my biggest fear.
Fear not, Navid's newfound bargaining skills seem to be paying dividends.
Like how much the total?
It's only $4.90.
Can you like can you do it for £4?
Meet in the middle, $4.50, okay? That's a pound change. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it.
But old habits die hard.
What are your suggestions? I'm trying to cook spaghetti with like tomato sauce or bolognese. What kind of pasta would you recommend?
This one or penne as well is good.
And how much are they?
It's £3.50.
I think Queen is going to kill me, but I think I might get that.
Trust David to find the most expensive stuff in the market.
Having blown a big chunk of Queen's £50 cash, Navid's done.
Oh my God, these bags are so heavy. It's like literally just, it's so tiring.
Budget shopping certainly proved to be a far cry from Harrods.
I'm kind of feeling exhausted. The weather is terrible. It's raining. Ugh. And also having these bags to carry, it's like kind of like a nightmare, really.
Welcome to the real world, Navid. Back home, it's time to see if he's bought enough to provide the family with meals to last a week.
So basically, I got like fruits and vegetables, carrots, 2 pepper. Then I managed to also get some onions, just you know, for food and stuff. And
yeah, and
garlic. Yes, I know you love your garlic.
So far, so good. And Navid's savvy new shopping skills have paid off.
Pasta.
Okay.
They're really delicious, and also like I managed to negotiate the price with the guy who was selling the pasta, so he really gave me a big discount.
That is very impressive.
The next thing is the minced beef. This should hopefully last for a week, and you know, I think it would be a good idea if you want to make like bolognese, you know, with pasta and stuff or anything else.
That's brilliant.
Also from the butcher, I managed to get chicken thighs, because I know you like those.
Yes. So when you went to the butchers, you asked for their advice and that kind of thing.
And then I was also kind of negotiating the price with them, you know, to give me the best possible discount, to be honest.
Queen's hoping that today's task will help rein in Navid's extravagant shopping habits.
He could see that it's actually worth taking the time to make that little bit of extra effort, just to make his money stretch a little bit further. You got all this and you've got change
I've got change as well, yeah.
I'm really impressed. I was a little bit worried because you're used to spending a lot more money, but you were talking with the sellers and getting advice, you know, and that's really, really good.
While he's beginning to put what Queen's taught him into practice, Navid has missed out on a few essentials.
Maybe something like bananas is always really good, especially with young children. It's filling. You didn't get things like milk, though, or butter, or...
Hopefully with that amount, £9,
but, you know, I can always pop to the shop.
Or I can pop and I can just get it for you.
Exactly.
Shopping has also helped Queen show Navid that providing for a family isn't easy.
I think Navid will have a new appreciation for his parents, and especially the lady that helps around the house. And he can see, you know, the amount of effort that goes into providing for other people. So, yeah, I think maybe he might help out a little bit more around the house and maybe not leave it up to the helpers so much.
I definitely, when I go back home, I think I'm going to hug my helper. I'm going to even kiss her on the cheek. And be like, I really appreciate you, and especially with all your hard work that you're doing.
Now he's updating his best mate, Sarah, on everything he's learned.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? You okay?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How's your family?
It's been one hell of an experience, I have to say.
Is it?
So with the family, after they've paid all their rent, you know, council tax, they have roughly around £120 that they can actually spend on themselves and for the toddler.
120 per week or per month?
No, per month.
Per month, oh.
Which is very difficult, you know.
It is very difficult. What did you learn from this experience? Because you spend like a lot of money on a daily basis and you never care
Yeah. I never knew, like, for example, they use spaghetti. The family uses spaghetti that costs 20p. Do you know what I mean? And like a sauce that costs 79p. So can you imagine something that's so cheap, but it tasted so good as well? So kind of that was a wake-up call. Like before, I used to have this perception where I thought food that are branded tastes better than, you know, than the cheaper version, but that's not the case.
You have changed. How would this change your life now? What changes does it make into your life?
Well, it's definitely made me kind of become more independent and to try and do things by myself more now. Like if I have to do shopping or if I have to do the cooking.
Would you be able to live like this forever, or?
Well, to be honest, like you have to be prepared for both kind of situation. You never know. You might have so much money in one day, but then you might lose everything the next day. This has really given me like a reality check.
I hope to see you soon.
Definitely, we'll catch up soon.
When you come back to London.
Okay, perfect. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
To give Queen a chance to put her feet up for a change, Navid's decided to make an Italian farewell dinner.
So this is the tomato sauce and olive oil and garlic that I've put in and a bit of salt. So far, so good.
And what Italian meal would be complete without a healthy helping of pasta?
Yeah, I think that should be enough.
You sure about that?
Free. Yum.
Once that's done, I'm going to be using the, you know, I don't know, but I keep thinking of Colindale. I don't know why. That thing that kind of drains the water out. I'm going to be using that.
It's called a colander.
Then I'm going to essentially put the pasta on each individual plate, like, because there's 4 of us. And then once that's done, I'll then put into tomato sauce on top.
Blimey, watch out, Jamie Oliver.
Please make sure it tastes okay. Oh, God. Yeah, I think I've just added a bit too much salt. And I'm meant to be an Italian.
Time to see what Queen and partner Sean, who's back from work, make of Navid's cordon bleu cooking skills.
Bon appetit, I hope you guys like it.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. I might put a bit too much salt.
It's really, really nice. What I would say for next time,
yeah,
have a little teaspoon and just keep tasting it. You think tomato sauce is really simple, but you do have to add a few things just to make it taste nice.
So I would have like my Italian kind of expertise, but it was my first time making tomato.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, I hope it's an
nice
okay
consistency.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we do appreciate this. This is lovely.
Thank you so much.
Learning to make the ingredients stretch to feed a family is yet another lesson well learnt, as Navid's time with the family comes to an end.
So what have you learned from this experience? What are you going to use in the future?
This whole experience has made me appreciate my parents even more. And not only that, like, even the helper that we've got at home, like, it kind of makes me realise the amount of hard work that she puts in to help out.
Because you've had an insight into what she actually does now.
Yeah, exactly. And I really also appreciate, like, everything you guys did and, you know, allowing me to stay, you know, at your home. It's just kind of made me really appreciate everything a lot more. And I learned a lot from this experience.
Before you came, I didn't know what to expect. When somebody says someone is from a different background from you, you always have these preconceived thoughts of how they might be, you know, sense of entitlement or maybe a little bit spoilt. And you worry because, you know, this is our home, this is our family home, and this is all we have, so it's precious to us. But ever since you've been here, you've shown nothing but impeccable manners. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, that's very kind. Thank you so much, Queen. You're amazing. Stay strong and you'll be fine in everything you do, yeah? And especially Simone. I mean, what I've seen you doing with Simone is really remarkable, yeah? It's amazing, amazing mother, yeah? God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much, yeah? Thank you.
Before he leaves, Navid has a surprise for the family.
This is for you guys. Just to say thank you so much.
You guys have taught me so much. I have lots of love and respect for you. And as an appreciation, I would like to take you guys to Chessington. Make sure we stay in touch. Lots of love, Navid.
Oh, thank you very much for that, mate.
I remember you mentioning Simone likes to go there, and I think it'll be a nice treat for the whole family.
Yeah,
so
that'll be lovely.
Definitely, it'll be amazing. Thank you so much for everything.
You're a real credit to your family. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Saying farewell to the family isn't easy for Navid.
I definitely feel sad. They were such a great family, and I really loved them like my own. They were so welcoming, so nice, and I really learned a lot throughout this experience. And yeah, I wish them all the best, but we'll definitely stay in touch. I think they're amazing. Thank you so much, yeah?
Oh, get home safely, yeah?
Thank you so much.
And give our love to your lovely family.
Thank you so much. We'll stay in touch, and thank you so much.
We're going to go Chessington.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm always up for it, yeah?
Yeah.
Take care, you guys, yeah? Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Queen's confident that all she's taught Navid will help make him view wealth in a completely different way.
Because he's worked so hard over the last couple of days and he's experienced these new things, he'll go home and really appreciate exactly what he has. I hope that he's learnt some new skills that can help him in the kitchen and around the home as well for when he eventually does decide to leave home.
I'll definitely miss the family because they were inspirational, especially with what they do with the community, and they had really good hearts. What I've learned from this experience is to definitely appreciate things a lot more, and to obviously appreciate my parents and the helper. I definitely learned how to budget, so now I wouldn't be wasting money on stuff that I don't need, because I just feel like there are other things in life that are more important. So that kind of really has opened my eyes and has given me a reality check.